Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Wednesday evening live stream with the Shower Door Professionals. As you already know, we do this every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific time. And if you're watching in the Facebook group and you want to join us on the call, just click on the link in the description and come on into the Zoom room and chat with us. You're absolutely welcome to join us today. Well, we are going to just kick it old school today, do the old round robin thing that we used to do back in the old days. And today I've picked as a topic tricks, tools, and techniques that save you time and money. Do you have a favorite tool that you just love that like gets you out of a jam, or just a little technique, little trick? Share it with us so that we can be more productive too, because we like making money and being efficient. So anyway, I was about to start the stream and somebody started to ask a question. Who was that? Was it Brad? Was it Michael?
Me. No, it was me.
Don't be shy, man.
I was just closing the door. So I did have a question about the. I'm glad the topic was tools, because I picked up the Glazer saver.
Oh.
And I wanted to ask you, the track that comes with that, it doesn't quite fit into the wheel portion. Is that by design?
It kind of, yeah. So it will kind of lock in once you put weight in it. So, so it kind of loosely fits until the weight bears down on it, and then it kind of locks in.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's like kind of a little bit of slop in it initially.
Okay. All right, I was curious about that. And is it designed to come right off to be used right off the truck and wheel in the driveway and the walkway, or is it just meant to be used in the house?
It's really meant to be used in the house. I mean, you can like wheel it down the sidewalk, but you have to be careful because those wheels are not locked in, so they will kind of slide. So you have to be careful. I mean, it's really not designed to go down a rough surface. It's more like a smooth surface. So yeah, be careful if you use it that way, because the wheel can kind of like slip off if you hit a bump or something.
I was curious about if I was using it wrong or
no. Good question. Good question.
Yeah, no, it's useful on the bigger panels.
Yeah,
I'm getting older and things are getting heavier.
I know they get heavier every year.
Okay, so I have the glass saver too. So I had to modify a little bit, Chris. I know it's your design.
Oh, nice. What did you do?
So, cut it in half.
Yeah. A lot of people do that.
I cut it in half because sometimes you got longer pieces, and so kind of it's hard to balance the glass when you got the little 4 foot, whatever size you can. I forgot what size. I just cut mine in half and put one each end, put some tape on it, and throw my wheel on it, and that's it.
Yeah.
I love that thing though. I love that thing. You pick it up and you walk with it, and you put it down, and you roll it, everything in. It just makes life easy.
Oh man, thanks. Yeah, I like to do the same thing. Just kind of you cut it into little sections, because if you got a big piece of glass, it's only like a 3 foot length,
Yeah.
But you could cut that into like 4 pieces, if you wanted. Or
these younger guys though, they don't understand. Like they think they're Hercules and they want to just tear everything. So I'm like, all right, go for it. Break your damn back. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Chance with me out on the job today. That dude is like, it's like having I was gonna say like a gorilla, but I mean I don't want it to sound that way.
I thought you were gonna say a girl. I'm like, oh damn.
No, not like a girl, more like a gorilla. The dude is like big, and he's been going to the gym, so he's all like, I think he was kind of showing off. Grabbed this big piece of 1/2-inch glass, taking it down the stairs. I'm like,
I got one of those too. Those are nice to have, huh, Chris?
Dude, you do have one of those, man. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was cool. It's cool. Me and Chance were like installing shower doors together, man. It was pretty cool. Good question. That was a good starter.
What's the weight capacity on one set? In other words, if he cuts it in half,
Yeah.
but is doing it for a huge panel, would that exceed your weight capacity?
No. So one of those carriages one of those pairs of wheels can carry 500 pounds.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So I mean, really, you could carry 1,000 pounds with two.
Wow.
So I mean, there's no way you could ever,
All right.
yeah, even get close to pushing.
I didn't know if it's better what he did by cutting it in half or just buy another set and put one on one end and one on the other end.
My advice is just buy another set.
Always in a pinch, all right, guys. Shoot, all right. Always in a pinch, all right. I just said I gave my cutters, I cut the damn thing, and that's what I came up with.
Adrian, I had to set him up a little bit for that.
Let's go ahead and double up on that.
Your opinion, Chris, may be biased, though, right?
A little bit.
You know.
It's a great tool. It is a saver. It really is.
I like it.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Keith used it one time. He made this little video and sent it to me. It was just about 1 minute video. It was like the best endorsement I've ever seen for it. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, it's perfect for those applications. And everybody's right. The panels are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're getting older and older and older. So
yeah,
that is a perfect device. It really is. And it stores up well in the truck. Doesn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Pinterest.
Yeah, I mean, I leave mine kind of put together and just I've got a little space for it, you know, it's because, you know, I use it all the time. But you can just take it apart, throw it in a bucket, you know. Or if you like Adrian, you know, if you cut that channel, I mean, it takes up even less space. So that's a good idea. I mean, I've done that same thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was that track something that you had custom made? That goes onto the glass.
That I can't tell you that. That's top secret.
Well, I was just wondering if there was a way to make it tighter.
Yeah, you know, if they're well, see, it works with 3/8 or 1/2 inch glass.
Right.
So that's kind of the thing. It's like to make it work with both thicknesses of glass, you have to kind of split the difference a little bit.
I wonder if you could make one for 3/8, 1/2 inch, and like 3/4.
I don't know. 3/4, that would be something, or like 1 inch units.
Yeah, or 1 inch. Just something that's sold separately, you know.
Yeah, I've got an idea for something, a new thing that's similar but different that I think would be helpful. I think it'd be helpful for getting up and down stairs with glass too. Yeah, I'm still working on that, but I'll let you know. You'll be the first to know.
So Chris, could you take on for 3/8 glass, if the channel is designed for 3/8 and 1/2, if it's 3/8 glass, could you take a strip of the gasket that's used for 3/8 with a header, when you put the header on top to seat into the header on the glass, could you take that U-channel gasket and put that on the glass and then put it in the Glazer Saver? Would that fit correctly?
I don't know, but you don't have to. It's kind of the idea is that it'll kind of compensate, even if it's 3/8 glass, you can put the 3/8 glass in there. And really what it's designed to do is just to roll kind of with your door upright. And the main reason I made it was I was always going into little bathrooms. And it's like getting around the corner into a little bathroom was always like tricky. And I realized that, you know, the average door height is about, 76, 80. And the average door opening is about 80 inches. So if I could get it on a little cart that only sat a couple of inches off the ground, and that would allow me to lean it over, I could actually roll it through a doorway. And that was really the main thing I made it for. And it does that really well. So even if you've got really tight corners and there's no room to, to maneuver it, you can kind of just roll it through the doorway at an angle like that. And then just kind of an added bonus was that I realized, when you lift it up, like Adrian was saying, it stays on. So it doesn't come off the cart when you lift it. So if you're, kind of rolling along, then you've got like a little step up, you can just pick it up, step up, set it back down. And another cool feature of that is for staging. So once you roll it into the bathroom, you don't need pads down or whatever. You just leave it right in the glazer saver, just lean it against the wall, whatever. And then, so that was a cool thing too. So, whether it's 3/8 glass or 1/2 inch glass, it'll fit in there, and the cart will kind of stay attached. But yeah, one of the kind of trade-offs for that is, kind of like what Robert was saying. It doesn't. There's a little bit of a slop in it, but you'll notice like once you press the glass down into it, or I'll take it. And you can actually press it down and it will engage and fit down in that last little groove. So check it out. If you take your thing, put it up on your table and just push down with a little bit of force, it will snap into place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed it had I don't know if it was 3D printed, but it had kind of like steps in it.
Exactly. It's kind of, it steps down. And if you push it, it'll kind of spread a little bit and kind of let it clamp into place. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, all right. If you just joined us, this is the Glazer Saver Show here with the Shower Door Professionals. What's another cool tool that you like? I have to say this, since I started working with the guys at GCS, like I've always been a DeWalt guy, right? So for many, many years, I've used DeWalt tools, cordless tools. So I have all the different, drills and screw guns and even vacuum, whatever, and all the batteries and chargers and stuff. These guys use Milwaukee tools. And actually I had some buddies in other trades who were telling me a few years back, like, these Milwaukee tools are the bomb. These are what you have to have. They make tons of different kinds of tools and the batteries all fit, all the different tools. And they just loved them. Said they were just lighter weight and hardworking tools and stuff like that. So they look cool, but I wasn't going to just change, my whole collection of tools, to change brands. It's kind of hard to do that. But since I started this partnership with GCS, that's what they were doing. It's like, okay, well, this is the perfect time to do that. Just start buying some new tools. So I did. I got a couple of, drill, screw gun, few things, and I really like them. They're everything that those guys said that they were. Really nice tools. So if you haven't tried them yet, you should try them. Who else is using Milwaukee's out there?
I use Milwaukee's exclusively, the M18 fuels.
Yep.
And the interchangeable battery with the vacuums.
Oh, sorry, you got muted there. I accidentally muted you.
I like especially like the bandsaw, for cutting the stainless headers. That is really smooth. But yeah, we use them all. We even have a blower, little vacuum that really works good blowing the snow off the trucks in the morning. So they work great. And then also they have a great service center. You just join the Milwaukee Service Center app, and then you can turn your tool in within 5 years and they fix it for free. They send you, you can just print the label, box it up, send it, and they communicate really good with you. letting you know that it's in transit. They've received it. They're working on it. It's back in transit. You should receive it today. So they communicate really well. So I was always a Makita man until I started using the Milwaukee. And so far they've been great. The couple exceptions, I've had to send some in to get repaired, but they turn around and maybe 6 or 7 working days, you get it back. So they're pretty quick. So far I like them.
Yeah, that's excellent. So that service you're talking about, is that just for everybody, or is that an additional service?
No, it's for anybody that buys it. It asks you for the serial number of the tool, and then you just punch the serial number in, and even if you don't have the receipt, they'll fix it if it's within 5 years old.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know DeWalt doesn't do that. That's for sure.
No, they don't. Neither does Makita. Usually have to send them to, a small shop, and they charge you for them usually.
Yeah. I don't think I've
So-
ever had a DeWalt last for 5 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm pretty hard on tools. I mean, I take care of them, but it's a rough, it's a rough job that we do. Really, it's hard on tools.
No doubt. Yeah, especially drilling the substrates we drill through, especially that quartzite. That
Yeah,
stuff burns up drills.
yeah,
So yeah, and you got to let the drill do the work and the bandsaw do the work. A lot of guys just force it through there, and it burns up drills. So you got to let the tool do the work a lot and the bits. So
yeah. Well, I had I still do the Milwaukee Portaband with a cord, and you're right.
So,
I got that. I was doing some of those restroom partitions, those stainless steel restroom partitions, like 2x4 stainless. And that's what I bought it for, was just doing that. I had like dozens of those things to cut, and it powered through them.
cuts like butter. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So that's a great tool, but cordless one, even better.
Yeah. Cordless is better in everything.
Absolutely.
Well, that's my input on Milwaukee tools.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing.
One of
Yeah.
the neat things that Milwaukee has too is the portable lights on a stand. So if you're doing new construction or high rises, and you can still use that same battery in that. They also make little fans. So if you're working in a really hot place and you just need to move some air, they make a really nice fan. And again, you can use those same batteries. So then the beauty of it is you're using the same batteries for your drill, your vacuum, your blower, your light. It's very versatile.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you guys running, if you're doing new construction, are you running generators, or are you able to do all your work, even your saws, with battery pack? Are you doing anything with plug-in tools?
I have like 30 batteries, so I don't run out. I have a lot of batteries. I buy when they come on sale. Shoot, I snag them. I don't care, man. I buy them. I don't care. I still have some that are brand new in the package, and I'll still go buy them if I see them on sale.
Yeah.
Just to have them, and I have them all charged too. So it's I don't run out. No.
If you have one of
I'll
those
run out.
big like banks of battery chargers that charge a whole bunch of batteries at once.
If I run out of juice, man, you see me on the field throwing my shit around and being all pissed. Right? I'm mad.
So if you're on a job site and you're doing a neo angle with a header, you're still cutting it with a battery operated chop saw?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's the only thing DeWalt I have now since I switched to Milwaukee is the DeWalt chop saw that I can use. But I need to get a Milwaukee one, but it's $500 something bucks. It's like I got a DeWalt that works. So it's my only stepchild battery is the chop saw.
Same thing with me, the exact same thing. I've still got my DeWalt chop saw, but I think the Milwaukee one's better. But they cut nice. I mean, you can get all really, really nice cuts, like Bill was saying. Your headers and everything, your miters, even compound miters, whatever, they cut really well. And yeah, I don't plug anything in. I carry a corded roto hammer just in case I run into that one of those jobs where it's like, oh man, the substrate from hell. So I can plug it in and just, it makes a big difference. So every like once or twice a year, I'll pull that thing. It's a DeWalt. Plug it in and go to town.
Hey, since we're talking about tips and tricks and installs, how is the I don't remember what it's called, the manual that you guys were working on with NGA?
Should be done. We completed it. I think they sent it out to a few other people to read and review. Billy, didn't you say you got a copy of it from Andrew?
Yeah, I was reading it on the plane back and forth. So
Yeah.
It's out for review. They were finalizing the date for it was earlier this month. So they're probably in the production, like almost to production, I would say, getting close.
Yeah, I
Nice. And
saw
so
something, an email or something that said that it was what Bill was saying there. So I'm anxious to see that thing.
Yeah. And
what's going to be the distribution on that?
say that again.
What's going to be the distribution on that? Only to members or?
Good question. I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's to everybody. It should
I have
be.
a feeling if I had to guess, I would say that members will get a discount,
Yeah.
but it's gonna cost something.
Chris,
That's
just as a plug, I want to let everyone on this call know, and anybody that watches this after, how much work Shannon, yourself, myself, and a couple other guys that were, I think that's from this group. It was just the three of us from this group, but there's other shower door companies from around the country put into this thing. Danny Donahue quarterbacked it. He was amazing. He really did a good job. But Shannon, you did a lot of rewriting. So that was good. And thank you for that. And Chris, your input was phenomenal.
Well, now I was going to say what you did about Shannon. I mean, Shannon actually did a lot of work on it.
He really did.
The manufacturing companies, though, I really appreciated everything that they put in there because Danny Donahue is with FHC, but then CRL was on the call too, and Cardinal was there every time they could. So, I mean, seeing the hardware companies really have that input for the rest of us, that's great.
Yeah.
And it was a real minefield to navigate. I mean, it was not a simple thing to do because there were so many little details and nobody wanted to, boss anybody around. But, at the same time, we wanted to come up with some standards that could be shared across the industry. And really, I think more than anything, give installers a tool that they could use to show this is best practices. So when you get into that argument, with a customer, it's great to be able to pull out a manual and say, well, here's the manual, or, whatever you call it, guide, whatever, and this is what it says. And that gives you some gravitas, right?
Yeah.
It would be
Go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead.
It would be the real minefield is have everybody read it and then come online and tell us everything they disagree with, because I'm sure there's plenty of that.
No.
Well, I can say as somebody who's read it and had to try to critique it, there was not much to critique. So I think I found one verbiage error, and that's coming from a guy who, types like I talk. So, it will be a part of our onboarding as soon as it's available. So if we bring somebody in and they're going to be in our shower door department, it'll be something that they're required to read on. Like I said, I read through the whole thing and there was not much there that, you might have some differing opinions on maybe how to install some of the items, but for the most part, the details and creating a base for somebody, it's going to be ideal for that entry level person all the way up to your, you know, your lead guys, your 4 and 5 star guys doing a review and being able to share that with a tech that's with them. So it'll be in our repertoire as soon as it's available, especially for our onboarding stuff.
The interesting thing about this guide is how it morphed from just an installation guide to a design guide.
Right.
And, you know, looking at and being aware of what you're dealing with as you design the door or pick out a particular type of enclosure based on their functionality, the bathroom layout, the environment around it.
Mhm.
And it really got into that quite a bit. And I think it's a good thing because many installers are going to try and force a certain type of door into a situation it shouldn't be in.
I'm glad you said that. So some of the things that I've been wondering about, and I don't know if this guide touches on this or not, and maybe it's going to take a lot more repetitions, but design standards. For instance, I think it was CRL that came out with and still has the, say, 22 inches for a hinge panel, 1/2 inch, no more, and 30 inches unsupported, no more. Have any of those things been challenged is the wrong word, but maybe changed based on the literally hundreds of thousands of iterations over time? Have they been changed to like, okay, 30 is maybe a little bit too narrow, maybe we can go to 40 or whatever?
Brian, I think how that was handled, because there was so much input from the different hardware manufacturers, like Shannon said, that you would have to default to the manufacturer's specifications.
Right.
So where CRL may have that for their particular hinge and that, and in our case, we're using pivots, and that doesn't even apply to a lot of glass-to-glass hinges where you're hinging it off the other panel because your weight load is totally different.
Right.
So we, in putting that book together, we use the default that, hey, go by the manufacturer's specifications for those applications.
Right.
There is a lot of that though, Brian. There is, from standard things, even like having on a spray panel, how big you should go without having a support. There is quite a bit of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think it was left really intentionally vague in a lot of those ways because there are like some differing opinions, very strongly differing.
Last thing you want to do is hang a guy out there that's technically doing something correct, but some lawyer gets it in his hand and says, hey, your own guidelines even says you can't do that. So that's why we kind of left it out there where, you know, this is recommended, but doesn't mean it's hard, fast. It has to be done this way. And we always had that in the back of our mind, that you don't want this to be the Bible that you have to go by. These are recommendations and guidelines, but they're not hard, fast rules.
That was great when Bill brought that up early on in the project and said, you know, this is gonna be something that's supposed to help us, not hang us potentially if we set ourselves out there as this is how it's done, and then, you know, someone does something differently. So it was really tough to navigate being helpful but not being prescriptive, and hopefully we did it.
Yeah, that's something I'm really proud to hang my hat on, and we all should be. The industry's needed it for a while, and you know, I'm really glad they put it together. They couldn't have picked a better guy than Danny to quarterback it, because he was a lot of personalities to deal with, a lot of things. They did really good, really good.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience, you know, and like he was definitely the right guy for that job, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Guys for doing all that.
Yeah,
it's really an honor to participate in something like that. I mean, it's a big deal. So
hey, the industry needed it.
Yeah,
needed it. I mean, I got texts from guys that are not in this group. They watch this, and they said that they would have loved to have been on that board as well. But that board was already, you know, selected before we got started. But but they said the industry needs it. And like Billy said, you're going to use it for onboarding. You're going to get new guys, or you want to bring on a commercial glazer, but have them do shower doors. It's really a good guy.
No, years ago out here in California, up in the Northern California, a building inspector went on a job and he saw the shower door and he asked the contractor who designed that, who said it's the right way to do it. And nobody had an answer. And he goes, well, you better find something, because I'm not going to approve anymore until there's something that says it's the right way to do it. And I believe that's why Sierra Lawrence came out with that, the 22-inch panel.
The better question today would have been, can you show me where it says that you can't do it that way?
Yeah, but
Right.
this guy was going to shut it down. He wasn't going to approve another shower door until he had some.
Wanted to flex his muscles for some reason?
I don't know. Out here, building inspectors can do whatever they want.
Yeah, you got a lot of that out here in California.
Yep.
And every little neighborhood has their own inspector.
You can get a whole set of plans approved, stamped, and along comes the building inspector and he goes, I won't approve that,
Yeah, you know who has that power here is the fire inspectors. It's like, no matter what's on the plan, if they don't like it, it doesn't fly, even if they've already stamped off when you sent it in, they can still change it.
No, we had a commercial job where we built storefronts. And they're supposed to go between steel columns. They're already loaded on the second floor, and the building inspector came along and says that all has to be sheetrocked. And the plans are all stamped, approved, and ready to go, and he won, So they had to sheetrock it. And we had to take
Yeah, good luck going back after the architect to try and get reimbursed for any extra work.
The architects can make they're allowed so many mistakes per page.
And they use them all too.
That's right.
We had to take all the frames back, cut a ½ inch off, and put
Yeah,
the glass in before we put the frames in, because the glass was already made. So they can do whatever they want out here.
hey, this week, Chris, somebody was mentioned water clear caulking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible stuff.
I saw somebody else, they were talking about it being like $50 a tube. And somebody made a comment that they use another brand and they've never had a problem with it. Do you remember that? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
like,
somebody said they use Tremco or
yeah, Trimlin or something like that.
something like that.
I've never heard of that. Is it clear as clear as water clear?
I don't know. I used Sierra Lawrence's once, and that was it.
Yeah, it's tough and it bubbles. And that was
It bubbles. It looks like crap.
and
Is it
gives
really
you-
$50 a tube?
I don't think so, but
No, it's not that much.
I don't think so unless you got monster tubes. But working with it, I mean, you've got seconds to try and tool it in.
Oh yeah, it sets right up.
It's unbelievable.
It's nasty.
And if you try and clean it afterwards, you'll be there all day.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
You talk
Talking
about
about water clear or the Tremlin, or water clear, I guess.
The water clear.
yeah, water clear.
It
Familiar
is
with the product.
gorgeous caulking. It is really good when it's done right, but you see every little flaw.
Yep.
But it's like a piece of glass when it sets up. You wouldn't even know it's caulking.
Huh. If you had to remove it, how hard is it to remove after it's cured?
No, it's like caulking. It would come off. What I'm saying is if you try and clean it while it's drying, it's all gooey and sticky, and it really does make a mess at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's been in for a week and it's dried up and you got to remove it, it's like every other caulking.
I've seen some caulkings that are like it's some type of clear caulking that hardens, and it is pretty tough to remove.
Oh,
Yeah, that's more like epoxy.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Lexel.
a rock.
Lexel, they call that.
Pinoseal.
What's it called?
Yeah. or
Pinoseal.
Lexel. Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well-
Yeah. I've seen that. That stuff's supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to use it on a wet surface.
Yeah,
Have you heard that?
I've heard that, but it's
It's crazy. I tried to
Stuff
use
is
it. It
called
was like
Trimsil 200.
Trimsil.
TREMISL 200.
Yeah, trim seal. Is that is that more clear than the standard caulk?
Yeah, I don't know. I just looked up on my iPad on the.
He
the
just
post.
Googled it.
All right.
I didn't do that. I just looked on the post.
It was on
Google
it was on this group's Facebook post this week. Probably only
Yeah, that's where I looked.
yesterday,
Okay.
maybe.
We use the
My
trim seal
understanding
too.
of my
I like the
understanding of
same.
trim seal is just a basic clear silicone. It's not like an ultra clear like water clear is.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
just
it's
a
like
standard
$5 to
clear
$7 a
silicone.
tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
Because
regular.
that's what we use.
Oh yeah.
Does anyone know of any other competitive brand to water clear that's crystal clear?
No.
Home Depot. sells
HMI had an option for a while, but I honestly think it might have just been water clear and they were putting their logo on it. I could
It
be
was.
wrong about that, but I know they have an option through HMI Cardinal.
No, Billy, you're exactly right. That's what they were doing. They were private labeling it.
Doesn't FHC have a like water clear?
Yeah, they're all coming from the same
It's all
supplier.
the same stuff, right?
Danny and I talked about that. Yeah.
Okay.
We were trying to figure out if we could get a tool or something where you could work it really quick and make sure there's no air bubbles in it.
Something to think about.
Anybody try to order hardware from Sierra Lawrence on Monday?
No.
They had a little
Did you?
computer glitch.
They did.
They had their Elroy bronze hinge at $900. And I had another one at $1,400.
I got a bill for them for $16,000. I'm like, what the hell did I order for $16,000 worth? Dang.
I called her and she said, yeah, we had a little glitch. She says, and don't order it online because they're going to charge you that amount.
That's your
Yeah.
California discount.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a markup.
They corrected it that afternoon though.
They drop it from $1,600 down to $1,200.
Yeah. And if you bought 10 of them, you got it for $1,000.
Wow. So what other tools you got? Anyone use
Yeah.
the like? You have to use flashlights in any of yours? Like, are you doing jobs at night or in new construction where you got to get it done? You got to use flashlights or portable lighting?
Negative.
So, you know,
I'm
back
asleep
to
at night.
Milwaukee makes a really cool headlamp.
Yes.
That I have that in my kit, and I use it quite a bit. If you're on a construction site, if it's an unoccupied house,
Yeah.
a lot of times there's not much electricity, and you need some extra light. And that thing is awesome. It puts out tons of light, puts it right where you need it. So I use that quite a bit.
Does that sit on your head or does it clip on a hat?
It'll do either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a little battery pack that goes in the back of your head,
Yeah.
and you charge it up with a USB cable, basically, and it's really good. Lasts for a long time, and it's bright.
Anybody use the jacks to adjust your doors instead of using shims?
I use the pump up ones.
The
The
pump
air
up ones.
shims.
You use air shim. You guys want to use the jacks? Where
No,
it
the
has a
kind
little
of
wrench.
twist that you turn, and
It has a little wrench with it, a little socket to it.
do you have those?
Yeah, I use those all the time. I love mine. Yeah, you don't have to keep on shimming, hit it in. You just jack it up one side, jack up the other side, and then you can fill it, and it holds in place, and dude, it's perfect. I love it.
So now you're the first person I've heard actually that uses it. Not that nobody else does. A lot of people must. So, how much do those things cost?
Like I think they're like $200 now, but when I bought them at the time, they were like $150. They're like $200, I think.
So they're
I haven't
going
bought
up.
them in a while. Yeah, but they're awesome. If anybody, get away from those shims, guys.
Shim shingles.
These jacks are freaking lifesaver. You adjust quicker. You don't have to, yeah. And if you're a solo guy, they're perfect for a solo guy. perfect.
We
So
have
Yeah.
3 sets of them. My guys kind of insisted on them. Once we bought one set, they all wanted them. So yeah, same.
They're awesome, huh?
Echoing what Adrian's saying.
yeah. So pull out the wallet, boys. Stop being cheap.
Where do you get them?
CRL. Sarah Lawrence has them.
See,
I
that's
know-
exactly
I know-
the sort of thing I was looking for.
See, and I know a pack of shrimps costs $2, but come on, guys. Come on. Try them
All
out.
right. How much space
And
do
then
they take up, though?
and they work perfectly for Bill's situation too with the pivot hinges. I use them for them too, and it does a great job. So
What are
perfect.
they called? What's the name of them?
I call them floor jacks. I really don't know the name of them. You could let me see.
I think they're called, aren't they called shower feet?
I'm looking it up right now.
Check it out.
I'm looking too. I keep getting sorry we could not find that.
See who can find it first.
Super Shim
Not
shower
shower
door
door.
leveler.
Super Shim shower door leveler.
Wow.
Is this
Super Shim?
Super Shim? Is that it?
Yep,
Adrian?
those are
Yeah,
them.
I'd say
Those are
that's it.
Yep,
They're like more like $300.
they're $300.
$281.99.
Wow. Okay. See, I haven't bought them in a while, so dang. Maybe
Well,
buy
maybe-
from Tim. Buy from
Maybe
Tim.
they
That might
didn't
be
fix the
cheaper.
glitch yet, Tim, Chris.
Yeah, right. $281,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They are cool.
They are. I love them, man. I mean, if mine broke today, I would spend $300 to buy another pack.
How big is
I'm
that?
sorry.
Is that like three inches cubed? 4 inches?
Yeah, I would say about 3. Yeah, not
So
too
small
bad.
enough to carry pretty easily.
Oh yeah, I have them in my bag. Yeah, my tool bag. They're in there. They have a little. They fit enough. They fit in the pocket on the side of my bag. Both of them do. So the only thing is you're gonna have to like replace the socket wrench maybe once or twice.
It looks
I've
like a
had 'em
little
for one-
ratcheting wrench, right?
Yeah, it's like a little cheap one you get from Hopper Freight, you know. So you pick one of those up, and I know some of you guys shop there. I see your levels, okay,
Yeah,
guys.
Harbor
So you know
Freight.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I've got a parking space there.
Anybody use those miniature little leaf blower, the battery powered leaf blower? That's my favorite tool.
I
Oh
use it all
yeah,
the time.
Keith. I saw your video, man.
Yeah.
That
Man,
was
I
killer.
get so many old guys, they come like, you got a little leaf. They fucking love that tool. I mean, because you can make such a difference in a short amount of time with like no effort. It's just, you look like a boss with it. And they're like, oh my God, look at he's leaf blowing my yard. When in reality, I'm not on my hands and knees sweeping it. You know, I mean, it's so much better.
Oh yeah, blow into the street. Let the city clean it up later. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. We pay, with the
As long as
taxes
it ain't
you
their
pay, you
yard.
should
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
metal
right
shavings.
in the grass.
The metal
Perfect.
shavings that go down between the paper blocks.
So make sure you don't see no tree huggers blowing into the freaking water drain.
We don't have those here.
All right, good. A few times I run into them. Just ignore them. Go away.
Best tool.
I
That
tell
is
them buy
good
them.
idea.
I tell yeah.
For the metal shavings from your saw, because there's just no good way. I mean, you can I like to put down drop cloth and it catches most of them.
Yeah, but even when you're done with your saw, you go out in the garage, you want to clean your saw off before you put it in your truck so your truck's not like,
Totally.
no, it keeps everything clean. You buzz through the truck real quick. It just blows the dust out. It's just a great tool.
Or if you're in a new construction and it's kind of dusty and dirty and
Yeah.
you're doing your tile, who cares where that goes?
Perfect.
Because it's already dirty anyways.
Getting
Yeah.
ready to go to lunch. I'm covered in dust from drilling all morning. Give myself a little air shower. Boom, ready to go. to lunch.
Hell yeah, you're sweating in places that should not be sweating, but you are.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's
It's got
thaw down
reverse on
there.
it.
Little, yep. Or your
Well, I can see this
TMI,
conversation
guys.
going in the wrong direction quickly.
TMI.
I'll say this: what we did with metal shavings, our most recent van purchase we built the chop table in the van. So when it's raining or anything like that, the guys can cut their metal inside the van after they unload the glass. So one side of the van is their cutting table, the other side is the glass rack, and then nothing on the outside, so we can go full billboards on both sides of the van.
I'm liking that.
Yeah.
They'll clean the van a little bit more, but we don't have to get shavings or get complaints when you get shavings in the grass or, like you said, in between the paving breaks and stuff like that. So yeah, we set up the new one, and they love it. So we're going to do that from here going forward.
Chance was showing me a little setup. He had this little video of this, again, this Milwaukee pack out thing, where this guy had put together this whole workbench with all these pack out things, man, and had a little stand for his saw. And Chance was talking about having that set up in the van, just like you're talking about, Billy.
You can see it. Here's our setup in the van.
Yeah, it looked really similar to that, but it was all made out of Milwaukee stuff. And
we're
so you
not that fancy. We just
right in the van.
flip the table down.
Yeah.
Just flip the side table down, mount it so it's stiff, build the chop saw, attach it right there. And they can even open the side door, hook the vacuum to it if they don't want to clean up enough or as often. They can hook the vacuum directly to the back of the saw, and you're not getting as many shavings. My big thing was when it's raining, I don't want to, what are they doing at that point? Trying to stand inside with a hacksaw, doing it in the back of the van to avoid getting soaked. That sucks. So this way they stay dry and they don't make as big of a mess.
Hey, you know how you can avoid that? Stop using channel.
Not happening.
Rain.
Stay out of the rain. That's why I use this, man.
Just stay home.
Screw
You
that.
can just stay home.
I love
Avoid the whole
channel, I love
thing.
all that stuff.
I'm like that little duck that was barely born and going into the water. Oh, screw the damn rain. So I stay in the house. I ain't going out.
You don't get much of it, Adrian, where you live.
Oh, we got a lot of it.
This
We
year,
got a lot.
Lately, not normally.
we got a
though.
lot. You didn't see me on the top of my house last week?
waiting for the rowboat to come.
I was waiting for, yeah.
Well, yeah, you could
I've
always
got
put that
one
little
more,
bag
guys.
on there too. On the they have a little bag you can put on the saw. I don't really like them very much, but if you only have to make 1 or 2 cuts, which is usually what I have to do, I usually have to make like 1 or 2 cuts. Usually not cutting all day, right? It's a shower door installation. So you got a little channel or a header to cut, or so that little bag catches your shavings. It's a good little tool to have. Little bag.
Are you guys cutting your channel before you head out? Cut them at the shop from the CRL dimensions, or wait until you get on site?
We do it on
I do my
site.
head.
We
I do
pre-cut
my
them within an inch, and they'll do their miters on site, but we'll get them because we inventory the long length. So we'll cut it down and get it within an inch of what they need, and then they trim it at the job site.
So then you get your maximum number of cuts per length, right?
Yeah.
Don't leave it to some guy to figure out on the job site.
Yeah, and worry about bringing back the scrap and not getting it all scratched.
That's smart.
You learn from experience.
What if you have a mistake out there? Then you got to go back and get another piece.
Now,
of it.
each guy has one length of each color in a tube, and that's the backup. That's the mistake backup.
Yeah.
Nice.
You make that many mistakes, just need to just come back and turn in your truck.
Exactly.
One time I drove 3 hours and forgot my header.
Yep.
I was like, "Yep, this day's dead. See you. Let's go home."
Yeah.
I just drove out my truck and I went home. I didn't want to talk to my dad or nothing. I just went home. Forget it. Because I know exactly what it's going to tell me. I don't want to hear it.
Tell you a funny story about extra metals and scratches. When we first started, when we were part of Tom Whitaker, his branding was called the Luxus door. And we had these labels made up that you put on a door at the end so people would know it was a Luxus door. And we would always wait until the job's done in case you saw a little scratch somewhere. That's where the logo would end up.
Brilliant.
The logo would never be on the same job, the same door, the same spot.
Well, that's an odd place for a
That's
logo.
beautiful.
We're gonna
Nice.
need some bigger logos.
Or on your
Multiple
hinge plate,
logos.
sometimes on your hinge plates. Well, how many times you get customers call you and say, do you repair these doors? And I say, well, is it ours? Or do you know what brand? No, we don't know what kind of hinge it is. So this way we used to leave a branding on the hinge too.
Brilliant. Then if it was yours, they'd know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Were you only permitted one label per door? You didn't have them all over the place?
No, we made the rules. We made the rules.
It was always at eye level too, right?
Yeah, and we didn't charge them any extra for it.
Yeah.
It saved a lot of going back trips.
There you go. Taking notes. There you go.
Those are good things.
What's your favorite tool? Or just what about just a trick, or a little
I got to take a video of one. The guys in the shop came up with these little, well, I don't know, they're not little, but they're yellow donuts. They're plastic, and you keep your extension cord in it. And the guy said they love it on job sites. And it's a very simple thing. They sell them at Home Depot. I don't even know the name of it. So I told him next time I'm in a shop, we'll do a quick video of it, and I'll send it to you, Chris.
Cool. So you wrap it, probably hold your cord inside of it.
The whole extension cord. So I guess it's a dome shape, looks like a car wheel, but it's made of plastic. And the middle is open, and there's a divider in the middle, and you keep your female end out and the male end out, and you wrap it from both directions. But they say the guys love it. Absolutely love it.
Okay, now I'm tracking. So if you only need 6 foot of cord, you only pull 6 feet of cord out.
Yeah. But it's not a retractable one. It's not one that has a spring loaded or anything like that.
You have to manually wind it up.
Yeah. But it's easy to store the extension cords that you put a hook in the truck and it just dangles there. Kind of resembles electrician's fish tape, where it would wind
Look
up.
at that.
Yeah, keeps the.
That's it.
What's it called?
Brian, we need you every week.
Yeah. I'm going to make you my assistant.
What's the name of it, Brian?
Oh, you're on mute, Brian.
Oh, me?
I've been telling you guys the whole time.
I
It's
know.
cord-
Can't read your lips.
I know. $25.
What's it called?
Cord Pro.
Cord Pro.
Trying to get the.
Put it in the chat, Brian.
Okay.
Put it in the chat. Yeah. Cord Pro.
Put a link there.
Cord Pro XL.
XL.
Yeah.
I have one in my workshop up behind my house here. I could run up there and get it.
You use it?
Not very. I do use it here, but no, I don't use it that much. But I have a ton of cords all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With so many guys using battery packs,
it's pretty cool though, and it does keep your cords clean because it's all encased.
So for the guys that still have the big saws, like a 12-inch blade, and they still have the big chop saws that are electric, our guys have been buying inverters and just connecting to the battery of the truck, so that if you're out on a job site and there's no electricity, you can still use your bigger chop saws.
Really?
So you just open the hood, put it on the battery, and it'll convert 12 volts DC into the 120, so you can run your electric off of that.
Or you just use Ford F-150 power boost.
Oh, all right.
Then I can run my house for 10 days on 1 tank of gas.
That's pretty darn
Power
good.
boost.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a unit or something?
It's got a 7.2 kilowatt generator in the truck.
Really?
Yeah. So you can plug everything in, your saws, everything into it. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So what? It's like a special feature you get when you buy the truck?
Yeah, it's a new model. They just came out with it, I think. Power boost.
Is that an option?
You know, I think it's I think you can get it as an upgrade on certain models. Yeah, you can get it as an upgrade on certain models.
Just
Like
wait
the
a second. Brian will have it up here in a second.
Brian went to look for it.
No,
Yeah.
not this time. I was
Yeah,
thinking it was a
instead of
Ford
the
Lightning
Eco
truck.
Boost, it's called the Power Boost. And it's got plugs all in the back in the bed. And you can plug in, like I said, you can run a 3,000 square foot home for 10 days on 1 tank of gas.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty good.
the fuel runs the motor. So like when I'm driving, if you're under like 30 miles an hour, it's running on just the battery, electric.
Yeah.
And then when you push the gas, the engine starts. And then the engine, when it's running, charges the battery, basically. So like if you know, in Montana, our power goes out a lot in snowstorms, a lot of them this year. In fact, it snowed. So power goes out, you can just run your fridge, your microwave, coffee or whatever, and then you can also run all your tools right on your tailgate.
I want to see if they're available in the box trucks that we're running. We're running Ford
That would be a
Transit.
great idea. Yeah, that would be an excellent idea if they could do that. I'm sure they're working towards that because it's a great tool for job sites, you know, being able to plug right into your truck.
Yeah,
So
that'd be spectacular.
cost a little bit more than a generator.
Yeah. Now, if you're buying a truck anyhow, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you have it everywhere you go, though, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Like,
Everywhere.
There's pretty much nowhere that I am that I don't have my truck with me.
That's right. Worked great.
Yeah. That's great. That's a great tip. Okay, we got time for one more.
I wanted to, Shannon, that was quite the interesting pair of doors you did with the arches.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
curious about that too.
Yeah.
Can you explain how that
I
actually-
thought it was weird. I was like, look at this stupid thing. I can't believe we couldn't talk the people into doing it right. But yeah.
How did you do that? Did you make some kind of a template? You must have.
Yeah. Wood
templates and just kind of open it up, see where it hits and mark it,
forth,
cut it.
cut it out, see how it fits, move it again. Yeah. Someone said, is there a formula for the I'm like, maybe there is. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not going to bother to work it out because I'm probably not going to be doing this a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Oh, so it was an arch, and you know, when you do an arch, you got to put the doors at the very front because otherwise they run into the top as they pivot. I was telling Robert I have to use my hands to like to say this.
Yeah,
So
right.
but these homeowners wanted it centered on the curb for whatever reason, so we cut out the edges. The top was fine, but the edges, and it has to do with the way the pivot point kind of draws the glass in a little bit. And so it had to have these weird cutouts on each edge. And so figuring out where to put the cutouts, how big they should be, how to, do it. And we finished the glass. So we did the cutout, we finished the glass, and we did have to touch it up a little bit, which we try not to do with, tempered glass, try not to take too much off of it. But yeah, we did have to touch it up a little bit. And luckily from the beginning, the contractor and the homeowner agreed to some bigger gaps than we might usually do. I think there were still only maybe 1/4 inch, 5/16 around there somewhere.
Now, what kind of hinge?
A regular Vienna. Yeah, 037. Yeah, normally it would, you do the 044s. Yeah, normally you
is.
do the
Here it
044s
is.
offsets and bring
See
it
here.
all the way out. But I don't know why they didn't want that, but yeah.
Which
I don't know
portion
why.
hits?
How come it's
Can you
not
see
gonna
up
hit the
here?
arc?
The
Yeah.
upper corner is how that's cut out.
Can you zoom in, Chris?
Wow.
I'm trying to. Let me see here. Oh yeah, here we go. It's
It zoomed everything but that.
zoomed everything but the photo.
I can see it. I can
What are you
see it.
gonna
That's
do?
Yeah, we
pretty
can see it.
wild.
Just go to the Shower Door Pros
Yeah.
page on your computer and you can
And
zoom it
actually,
in.
I'll pin it. I'll pin it to featured.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool as a clever solution. I mean, you got to give people what they want, you know, and they were happy, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Works
Well,
for me,
check,
works
click.
That's
for
the
me.
name of the game.
I'm hoping I can go out there and get some pictures. It was or not new construction, but it was a big remodel, and they had, you know, the whole space still in use. I'm hoping I can get some more pictures. Someone asked about seeing it with the doors open. I didn't have
Oh,
any
yeah.
of that yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should do a blog on it though.
Yeah.
See if I can get some more pictures.
That's pretty cool.
That
The
glass
first
will
for
hit.
me.
That glass will hit if you're going in with the door. It won't hit if you're going out with the door.
Either way, actually, because it's centered in the
It's on
curve.
center.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would
But
work
like-
either way.
I can't get my head around it. Like I've never done an arch top, but it's just on the hinge side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
Every-
because it's pulled in from the outside. So imagine like you're a few inches in and the arch goes up taller, but then as you turn it, now the arch is down here, but your glass is up here. And so you gotta, yeah.
Geometry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
It's
that.
fun.
I'm never good at that. So.
Yeah.
And what's the gap like between the glass and the top? Was that what you were talking about, being about 5/16?
Yeah. We said you got to at least give us some bigger gaps than we usually do. So
You would
I
almost have
can't
to.
remember. And then of course it still had the usual 7/16 underneath the doors. So we did have a little bit of room to kind of move it up or down, and use a little of the gap down at the bottom.
Yeah, every picture I've seen of an arch top has been a big gap at the top, and I've always wondered why.
Yeah. That's
they did
probably
that.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Hey, great talk, everybody. Thanks for showing up.